We can start now webinar. The topic is how to manage BIM objects and information in Revit in structural model by using this application, Bim Tree Manager. So today I will host this webinar. My name is Valensas Balsevicius. I'm structural engineer and application engineer working in AGACAD. And AGACAD is a developer of different tools, and we have like more than 10,000 users across the world, so you will see one of our created tools. And what will you see in this webinar? You will see how to sort elements, how to create coordinates and elevations for the elements, how to rename elements, create shared parameters just in this single tool by just selecting the desired elements and parameters. And this is description of this tool, so you can find it in our brochures. You can download it and see more information. And we have a promo now going, so if you will be interested, you can get some better price at the moment. And now we can just switch to Revit and see how it works. So in Revit I will have just a sample project here, and I will turn on Bim Tree Manager from Tools for BIM Doc. This is our solution to install and use our tools. So now here you see some couple of commands that Bim Tree Manager has, but today I will mainly focus on this one, the Bim Tree Manager, which I will start now. And after you start this command, you have possibility to select category with what elements do you want to work with, one category or multiple categories, model categories, annotation or analytical categories. So this time I will choose just structural foundations, click on OK, and all the foundation data is read in our project. And this is the main Bim Tree Manager window. So in this window you can group your elements on the left side, so by using different grouping rules, by using different parameters, moving them up and down, and in this way you can just easily filter your elements. Then in the middle area you have all the information about your elements, so of selected category or just selected elements in this tree. And okay, we will change these values by using these commands on the right side. So let's get started. Let's see what is the situation here. So now in my project I select structural foundation category, and I have piles and pile caps. So what I want to do, I want to overview all of my pile caps. Now I see that the naming types of pile caps are different forms, not systematic, so I want to change that. And before that, maybe I will just make additional filter. I will select one of the parameter. I will move this one up. I will just do it like this. So now if I group elements according to the depth parameter, so all of my pile caps will be grouped under empty because they don't have this parameter of depth, so it's easier now for me to select all the pile caps in my project. So I will do that, and now what I want to do is that I want to change type name by using these parameters. So I will select this command to rename type name by configuration. And in this configuration window, I can just add parameters which I want to include in the name of foundation type. So I will add thickness, width, and length because all of my pile caps has this parameter, so it's good to use it. And I will use it, move it down, and I will add some suffixes for the naming purposes, right? And let's click OK. I will do this configuration, and you will see now my pipes, they have just now type name according to the parameters I selected. So that's cool. That's a quick method to rename them. And now what can I do with these elements? Also, I want to mark these elements. Okay, so I will also do the sort mark command from this window. I will select mark, okay, and now sort mark solution, this command gives us opportunity to group elements within the selected parameter, so I can renumber them within the range of selected parameter. Then I can select parameters which I will use which parameters will have influence on the numbering. So this time I will just select type, parameter, type name. I will add it here. Then I can sort them according to, again, to different information in my element. And in the end, we have to select what information do we want to add to this mark value. So I will just add marking number, and I will add some prefix, okay, like this, and I will just click OK. And now I will have some duplicate mark values, but anyway, now I have all my elements with mark values. So that's the result I wanted to achieve. Okay, so I did some things with pile caps. Now I want to switch to piles actually, so probably I will do it like this. Maybe I will just group them again like that, and I will select this one. And I have also very similar situation with the piles. Different names, different ways of naming them, so I will do that again. I will just rename them, but this time I will use depth and diameter. Okay, so this one I will move up. I will add suffix, and let's click OK. We can save that configuration for future projects and so on. But now my elements are renumbered, so that's okay. What else I want to do with the piles? So with the piles, I want to also write the calculate elevations. So I will do that, and I will select this command. I can calculate elevation as a shared parameter, not shared parameter, but shared elevation, right? According to the site elevation, or according to the project, or according to the level. So this time I will write, select the shared value, then I will create shared parameter to make it schedulable parameter and just where to write this value. So I will just give it a name, pile elevation. I will click OK. And now you will see that all my piles now have elevation calculated according to the site elevation. Okay, let's also calculate the middle sheet coordinates of every pile. And again, I will create another sheet parameter. So pile coordinates. This will be the name of parameter. I can group it in different group, but I'll leave it just like this. And now I have X and Y values of each of the piles. So they are just calculated automatically. I don't need to do that manually. Okay, maybe I should remove some parameters I don't need for the piles. Okay. One more thing. Let's say I want to write the date, the construction date of my piles, just to follow, the process of construction. So I can create new shared parameter, which will be the name like construction date. Okay, I will give it a name. I will select to be it as a text, and I will do this as an instance parameter, and I will just click on create. And now additional parameter created for my piles. So let's say, okay, I will do it like this. I can select, let's say, elements with 600 diameter, and I will now just Okay, sorry. I want to write the current date for these piles. Let's say we build it today, so we can just write current date so we have the date of today, and let's say other files, I will just change value here, and I will just add it like it was, I don't know, like built yesterday. Okay, so let's do that. Let's just change this value. Why do I have so many slashes? I will change that. Okay. Okay, so now I did some information, entered some information, and the last thing I want to do is to change mark values. Okay, so okay, I will sort these piles, but this time I will use different methods. I will sort elements by ID. I want just to have them unique value, each of a pile. Okay, so I will do that. I will select to sort element. Let's just start, let's say, from 1000 and click OK. So now all of my piles will have unique mark value. Let's say, so if we are happy with the information we already provided in the elements, we can do one thing, how to share information, this kind of information. So we have selected configuration of it, and what can we do? We can save this configuration to make it like piles, okay? Just piles simply. And now I can create update schedule. So I will give it a name, let's say piles, and now the schedule was created. So if I will move down here, I will find piles schedule, and I have all these selected parameters which I choose in the Bim tree. I have all of them here, so I don't need to create manually schedule. So I just probably can just filter to the piles, and I will have all my table created. Or another way, what can I do from Bim tree? I can also export this information to Excel. So if I will click on that, open the Excel file. So I can export all the information to the Excel just with one click, and can send this information to other people. Okay, so I will close down Bim tree now. Let's see what else I have in my project. I have also some connections, some balls, right? But they are just simple cylindrical form elements, and they have like LOD levels, the lowest level, right? So I want to change that. Now, let's say I know the size of balls I want to use, so I will do that with Bim tree also. I will select category of structural connections, open that. Okay, so I have all my structural connections here, sets of balls and individual balls. So I have nested elements and also a group of elements, families. So what information do I have here? Now I can select and add any information I want to see here. Let's say I want to see additionally, I don't know, the comments or the cost of elements. So I can add any parameters to see here and to manipulate these parameters, right? So I can do that with any category selected. But now what I want to do here is that I want to replace these families with new families. So actually maybe I will just close down again this one. Now I want to just, let's say I have now new family, just detailed family, and I will load it to my project. And now with the help of Bim tree, let me change that. I will do that like this. Okay, so I will just select these, all of these families, and okay, so now I want to select all of these elements and replace element. This is the command I want to use now, and I will use new family in this place. I will select this family with washers and so detailed family of these bolts, right? So I will click OK, and now these elements has been replaced with new family. So if I will take a look to my project, so now I have these elements more detailed, and they have, let's say, LOD level is already created. I can change that with Bim Tree and so on, and give this information if my elements already defined and detailed. So that's really easy to do in Bim Tree. And what can we do now? Let's say I know that for the I have here host mark. Let's say I know that for the pile caps who have this mark, I need to use different bolts. So I can just change type of it, right? So I have all types available in this family, and I will just pick, let's say, bigger bolts, right? So these will be changed also. So now I have created just these bolts and these, so I can select them and see them in my project. These new bolts just changed. What can we do also? We can copy, let's say, information from the host element. So I will select this one and I will do this command, like copy value from the host. So again, we can copy any information from the host, and this time I will choose mark value. So I will just copy this information, and now my bolts, they have also information about the host mark. So again, we complete our management of data, we do the update of any information, and we can export information to Excel or create new schedule and just share this information with others. So that's the features I wanted to show you, at least a quick look at this solution, which a few examples where you can use that, but yeah, there is a bit more. You can explore this by downloading and using free trials for 2 weeks. And so if you have questions, please write them and I will try to answer them. If I will not be able to answer them now, so I will contact you later and just give you notes about this. Okay, the question is, can you import any information into the element from Excel? I have pile load export from robot, and this information I would like to import from Excel. From Excel. I don't think that you actually no, there is no such opportunity, but I'm thinking about, different solution, like no, probably no. This one will not work also. So because we have a solution to import information like sheets of Excel to Revit with another solution. But this will be also like a drafting view, so this will not be like schedule and you can't then copy this information. So probably no, the answer is no. Okay, and my colleague will start next presentation about how to use Bim Tree Manager in MEP. But if you are interested in any other of our solutions, you can just switch to our webpage and find different solutions for the precast, for the smartest, for the creating of drawings, for management of families, MEP engineering, cut openings in elements, and insert details and other solutions. So you can find them in our web page. Then you can download these tools for BIM doc as I mentioned in the beginning, and you can just get the free trials just by downloading this one and going to the activation of this tool, and you can get all of these trials. And I just think that I want to thank you for attention, and I see there are no questions, and that's it. We made it a record, and you will be able to watch it later or share with colleagues if needed. So thank you for your attention once again, and have a great day. Bye-bye.